Hey guys, we're underway with another session. Literally just started. Just firing up some tables. I'll just give you a quick glance at how the month's gone so far to recap for you. Last session was more or less, well, slightly positive, but more or less a break-even result. Recently, we've had a few losing sessions, unfortunately, but we're still holding it together. And for the month so far, after rake, we're at 1,685. And if we hit our rake target, which we're on track to do, then that will bump us up another $450, and plus probably a bit more. So hopefully we can just keep grinding away some of these sort of consistent, profitable sessions, and bank a nice December payday. Right. So back to our table. We've got one table up of 200 NL at the moment. I've just got back from doing some Christmas shopping, and it's very busy in town. Not very not very fun, but I do enjoy I do enjoy picking out things for people. It's always nice, but just makes it really hard when you're just bustling shoulders with everyone all the time and having to queue for everything. And yeah, I'm a bit of a grumpy bugger when it comes to busy city centres. Right, let's get some more tables on the go. Oh, here we go. Here's another one coming up. We've got a table two. I think we're just going to start with two tables of 200 NL, and we might add in a 100 NL table if one becomes available. But right now they're all pretty full, and I don't want to start one just for the sake of it. So we'll wait for a good one. Got the ace 10 on the cutoff. We're five handed at the moment. We're still waiting for someone else to join the table. This seems premium enough for us to raise it. Fives is on the cusp, but I think it's just about five handed okay to be raising this early position. And it's not a huge three bet from the dealer, from the button. So I'm going to have a look at a flop. We miss. Just check that back. Whenever I see this guy's name, I always think Mo Farah, which, if you're British, you'll know him as probably our most successful long distance runner. Gonna fold the king deuce there. There we go, get kings. Do you ever feel sometimes like when you make a fold and then you get like a really and you were sort of tempted to do something with it, but you just make a fold and then you get a really good hand the next time that you think that you were somehow being rewarded for making the right decision? King two is an easy fold there. I was just saying, like, sometimes I feel I fancy a three bet, but but he was raising from early position, so probably not. No action with the kings, unfortunately. Queen 10 suited. See a raise from Stambolov. I think we're just going to let that go. Probably good that we did. So this is our dashboard showing our stats. Just to go over how the month's gone for us so far. It's been a little choppy, but overall, a good month so far. And rake back is helping to keep us buoyed. This doesn't show rake adjusted returns. It just shows your performance after rake. So, but it's been a really good start, and this is how it's been since we started streaming, which was at the beginning of November, and it's basically since I started playing again this year. So really pleased with that. We started off playing a lot of like 50 NL just whilst we're getting back into it. So you see a lot less chopping about. Games are a little bit more. Yeah, I guess that you could say that they're more beatable for sure. But also you just don't get these massive swings. And then when we started to play, if you look at what the 200 NL looks like, it's just been a really good positive correlation upwards. But because of the difference in actual monetary value, that really like buoyed our results. If you, I'm just going to move over quickly to table one because we've got nines. I'm just going to flat here from the small blind. Three-handed. I'm going to check it. I'm trying to not overplay nines too much at the moment. I'm getting myself into a lot of trouble with them. I just don't mind giving this away, to be honest. Thing is, like, I can float it. It's just so many cards come out that I don't like. Oh, is that really nitty? I just think just fold it. It's going back to the stats again. And then if we change the filter from 200 NL to 50 NL, it was pretty steady as well. And we're actually negative for 100 NL. If I show you that. So 50 NL and the 200 NL have definitely been our best games, but really it's not been enough hands to show any true correlation. But we've played 35,000 hands since we started in November, and this month we've had quite a few short sessions, to be honest with you. So not played many at all, just under 10,000, and we're just over halfway through. So yeah, probably end up playing about 18,000, I'd have thought, with the Christmas period coming as well. Anyway, that's how it's gone so far. Let's change that back to today. To today only. And let's get back into the games. So I might put my stream music starting. Pocket tens. So see a min raise from early position under the gun. I'm just going to three bet that up to 9.5 big blinds. See what happens. Let me know what you think about the situation with flatting the nines from the small blind and then folding to a C bet with the ace on the board. I know it's pretty nitty. Just half of it is just to have a bad feeling about it. A lot of the time with nines, and that's probably not a very good objective rationale. But also, you do just get into so much trouble with nines unless you actually hit a set. Like you, as far as I'm concerned, less than 10, you're basically set mining, and you're not super happy with anything other than like one of your other two cards. We're gonna see bet this relatively big, try and represent a pocket pair with a free bet pre-flop. Sneaky Deer isn't an overly aggressive player, but he is a solid player, so I do give him credit for having a big hand a lot of the time. We'll fire one more bullet and make it small and see what happens. Now we take it down. Nice, good little pot. We get pocket queens on the next hand. Raise it up 3 times big blind. Oh, instant fold, killer. Oh, a small pot here with Strambolov. He's called the flop. He raised from the small blind. I call. I bet. He checks to me, and I bet. And he calls and checks. I'm going to check back now, and hopefully see a cheap showdown because we've only got a marginal made hand here. Don't want to be getting super bloated with the pot. Check, check. Nice. We're just going to flat on table 2 with our pocket deuces. No luck. We do have position on him. I don't mind a little bet here, but he's let out for more than I'm willing to play for with deuces. So back on table 1, we had Queen Jack, and we completed from the small blind, so we're out of position now. But we do have middle pair, gut shot, straight draw. Yeah, I don't mind floating that and seeing how it develops. Bit of a weird situation now with the ace coming out. It's just so much stuff that has me beat, although he checks back pretty quickly. So we could just check call this. Any flush draws have missed. Ace and king both have us beat. He could be delay c betting the ace. Big bet on the end makes me think that he has got an ace or a king. I have played it in a really weak way. He would probably bet pot if he just assumed I had nothing and wanted to take the pot. But I just think there's better spots for me to be making that call. So just let it go. Anyway, we're up $31. How's that even happen? I don't even remember. Oh, it was that hand the other with a Sneaky Deer, wasn't it, on table 2? With old Sneaky Deer over here. Let's have a look, see if there's. Here we go. There's a 100 NL table just opening up. That has some potential to be good. So maybe a 100 NL table and potentially a 50 NL table we can open up. Just gonna three bet here with the ace jack. Take it down. Okay. That's good. We've set up our tables now. I will I'll give you a view of them all. So basically we've got the green tables which are 200 NL, the blue table which is a 100 NL table, and the grey which is a 50 NL table. And obviously if you don't remember that, or if you join the stream when I'm not talking about that, then you can see it at the top here, at the top of each window. We're going to raise the queens, fold the ace. Tondo player is a very aggressive player. It's a shame that the ace has come out there. Let's put in that three bet. He calls. Let me just check it to him here. Bit of a sick spot, really. Oh dear. I'm not sure if he does call the three bet without an ace. He is a really aggressive player. See what three bet range. He's going to call three bets in position with threes, queen, jack, king, queen. Oh, I can't believe that. He gets it straight on the river. That's a frustrating hand. I mean, based off his data, like, I'm happy to make that call. And we had him until the river. Frustratingly. I mean, he called that three bet with 8-9, which is totally within his range. 8-9-10 jack. So just basically betting and calling all the way along with his open-ended straight draw, and then binks it on the river. Bit of a cooler. Wasn't the best flop for us, to be honest. Gave him a lot of cards that he could hit. And obviously, like, he knows that he's behind, but he's just an aggressive player who is just happy to keep betting out and barreling. He's a player that we want to be on our table all the time, and he's the reason I'm on this table, to be honest with you. So we'll have to get him back. Queens again. This time, no action. Before we got pocket sevens. We're just gonna 3-bet that as well from the button. No action. Ace Queen on table 2. Let's raise it up. Getting a lot of hands on table 2. Apart from that. Over on the 100 table, 100 NL table, we've got pocket tens. We get 3-bet. Just gonna call there. Good flop for us. I think with the hearts there, and the way it's come 8 high, we've got to protect it a little bit by betting 75%. Aha, we get Tondo player join us on another table. Ooh, that's not what we want to see. So we 3-bet with the tens. You got 3-bet with the tens, and well, we've only played 45 hands against him. 3-bets, king 10, 10 10. I mean, you could have a draw. How many times does he have an overpair on us? No time bank. It's probably a good fold. We'll probably beat. A few things going on different tables, so I'm just going to pan out and show you all the tables. Oh. Sadly, Tondo player actually joined us on the other table, but then left, which is a pity. I'd assume that this guy's coming along with a jack, so I might just have to slow down here and see what happens. Yeah, he had a jack. He had a jack, all right. Getting pretty annihilated at the moment. Good luck. Oh, God. Brutal. Getting absolutely bombarded with bad beats. We're already down quite a bit. So we're going to close the 200 ml tables, unfortunately, seeing as we're getting absolutely batty raped, and we're going to start playing some 100 ml only. Yeah, not only, with a bit of 50 ml to grind it back up. So I'm just going to get another table up. Bit of a brutal start to the session. Excuse me. Why do I get the feeling that I'm gonna get screwed again? I guess I could very easily represent a flush here. Bet, hearts come. Oh, Jesus. Wow. This really is one of those sessions. We might be very fast approaching my stop loss. 280, stop loss is 400, just so you know. Pocket aces, I'm filled with dread. That is the sign of someone who is close to tilt. Trip aces, I can't be too upset about this, but pretty hard to think of how I could possibly get action, seeing as I know three of the aces are accounted for. Them getting a flush would definitely screw me, unless it comes like jack of clubs or something. Oh, so brutal. Such a brutal board. What a brutal run out. I'm just going to have to check that back. Fuck me. It's just unbelievable. Lost pretty minimum amount there though. Let's be honest. Just cannot seem to win today. Strike. Probably folding that anyway. Okay. I'm gonna sit out of this table as well. Wow, what a session. What a session. 163 hands of total drubbage. I feel like I've been beaten up. Got to try joining a few more tables of 50 NL now. Okay, come on, let's build it back up. So, if you're not already familiar with how I, whoops, I forgot I have my headphones plugged in. If you're not already familiar with how I manage the risk when I'm doing these sessions, I've got a profit target of $300 for the session. I've got a stop loss of $400. Generally, I find that that's the point where um, I start to not be able to get into the zone and play like my A game at all, essentially. And so I just step away for a minimum of 6 hours. Um, and hopefully, so far it's helped really in like just minimizing tilt poker and not being online, just playing my worst game and just spewing. So that's good. I don't know how sustainable it is. I don't know if it's a great like long term tactic, but it sort of works for me. So just check down at the bottom board, split pot. Raise up the kings over there. Aces. Of course, it comes an ace. Check back, bet small. Flop set on the bottom board, bottom left. Today is one of those days where you get your kings. There's always going to be an ace on the board. You get beaten in every pot and just cannot get things going. But this way, when I lose over $200, I move down to 100 NL as my max table that I'm playing. If I lose over $300, so if I lose another buy-in on 100 NL, then I move down to 50 NL, where basically I've got two more buy-ins before I call it a day. And so that's my way of doing it really. So if I were to lose the exact amounts every time, as in like I start my session, have zero P&L, and I lose 200, and then lose 100, and then lose like both buy-ins, then I would end up basically having four buy-ins to per session to not lose before I finish it, or a max of 1,500 hands in a session. But normally I cut it off at about 1,000 because again I find that I lose my focus after 1,000. But there was sometimes the way it works out is that I'm at like minus 175 and I'm still playing 200 NL, and then I'll lose $200 and I'll have to go straight down to playing 50 NL and skip the 100 NL stage. It's happened quite a lot, and that's why I've got fewer hands of 100 NL. It just depends. But I just try and keep an eye on my stats as I'm going, and basically like get a handle on it. Like obviously today it's been like real fast, immediate, like chip spewing in the extreme. Uh, I don't think we've made super bad choices, to be honest with you, but it's just super crashing. But moving down stakes means that at least you can slow it down, like regain your composure, and try and work it up again and make something happen. Yeah, at least you give yourself a chance to save your session when you just know you're like if I were to keep playing 200 now I might bink a hand and get back into it and calm myself down, but like I might not be in the right mindset, and it's likely that like with the way it starts, you just feel like you're going to very quickly just like smash through your stop loss and be tilted. So you just I don't know. For me, this works really well, but you never want to see it. And if I'm frustrated, then I can't really be playing like my A game, playing at the highest stakes I can afford to play. So it's just no way I should be doing that. Also, because I'm not a full-time poker pro, there's really no point in me just spending like big long sessions playing like 8 hours of poker. Like I've got a family and I've got several other companies that I am actively involved in running, and I need to find some time to just live a normal, healthy lifestyle and fit my poker in, which means only a few hours a day really of playing. Limp over there. I think I just fold the Queen Jack. Ace Jack suited. Going to raise that up. Just to recap for you, all the grey tables are 50 NL. The blue table is 100 NL. A small bet here is going to float. It's possible we still have the best hand, but not going to find out for a bet like that. Whoa, down $300 for the session. No. Basically, going to have to close the 100 NL table at the next big blind. But we're on a flop. We've got pocket fours and we're leading out into them. Takes it down. Okay, well that's us out of that table. We'll come back to you 100 NL once we've earned a bit more dollar. But in the meantime, I think we're just going to play 3 tables of 50 NL and try and work it back up. Just going to fold the 8-3. 10-8 suited on the cutoff. Yeah, it's a bit crap, but it's not a bad flop for us. We're just gonna do a small c bet in position. It's a good card for us. Let's barrel again. About 40% of pot, maybe 45%. It's a good card for our range. You might call us with an ace. Top left. Six, seven suited, raise up. Get a backdoor flush draw and bottom pair. Just going to check that back. 2 is a pretty good card for us. It's hard to put him on a 2 from the big blind calling my raise pre-flop. So Um, it's possible that he's checked the ace to us, but it's unlikely. The 8 is definitely within his range. It's a small bet. I'm just going to float that and see what happens. Another ace is good. Doesn't really change anything. I think we call a bet here. Oh, it's quite a big bet there. To be honest here, I think he's just giving up unless he's got something strong. So it's very possible that he checked the ace on the flop and uh, it's just improved on the river there. So I think we'll give him that. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt, shall we? King 9 off. I think I'm just going to fold that. Got to start tightening up a little bit. Situations like this where I've been spewing in the session and I've not been playing bad poker and I've just been getting sort of bad beats. But one thing to do to be able to stop it is playing higher variance sort of range of hands, and making calls that you know that you're flipping for like stacks, and it's just you can find better spots against more iffy players. So I just need to keep focused, really. To keep focused. Rebuild. 2-9 is not in my game plan, nor is 8 deuce. Nor is 10-4. 8s, however, under the gun. I don't mind getting involved with that. Let's have a look at table 1. Folds around to the big blind and folds around to me. Scoop a massive 75 cents pot. What a baller. Just going to check this. We do get a king. So the fact that this guy didn't raise pre-flop doesn't really mean anything. He could easily have an ace because he's never raised in 20 hands. But we're going to call. We may need to see if a club came off or a 4 or another king. And probably just let it go now. Like genuinely, I just need to see a little bit more about like what he's limping with pre-flop, and if he ever does raise, and does he always like barrel every street. I just don't know enough about him at the moment to be making decisions. Hmm. Sean's in the tank here. Really thinking on this. In the end, he gives us the pot. Table 1 here, we've got a interesting pot brewing. 7 does complete the flush there. I was going to put in a 35% of the pot bet. And that does it. I think I'm just going to 3-bet this. I haven't 3-betted much on that table. And on table 3 we've got the jacks as well. I've just flattered here. See another raise. I don't know anything about him. It's his first hand at the table. He posted the blinds. Get a 4-5 bet. I think we've just got to fold the jacks at this point, unfortunately. If we're being really strict. I think if tilting Matthew were able to play, he would be playing them really aggressively and he would have all his chips in right now, but probably also be getting stacked. And I don't really want to do that. It doesn't make for good entertainment. Well, actually, it does, but not for me. For you guys, maybe. Well, let's have a look where we're at. We're down 288. So what we're going to try and do is get this to, say, 230 down or something like that, and then open up a 100 NL table, and then try and get it to like 100 down, and then open up a 200 NL table again, and just try and get up to our target or stop when we've hit a certain number of hands, 1,000 to 1,500, where we're starting to feel fatigued and not able to focus properly. So I'm just going to say goodnight to my boy, so I'm just going to sit out a few tables. Last time before I go and say goodnight to my boy, and then I'll be back. Whiff the flop, but only 2 cards on it, so happy to check call it. Unless he jams for some weird reason. Probably wouldn't call a jam. Three pretty much doesn't change anything unless I put him on a pocket pair. King's pretty good for us. Puts it down. Okay, cool. All right, I'll be right back, guys. Hey, guys. We are back. So let's get back on these tables. Hey, maybe saying goodnight to my son has given me some good luck or something. Let's have a look, see if we can turn it around. Cool. So obviously, like, this is what happens, when you do this system and you go down stakes as you get stacked relentlessly. it just flattens it out. It stops it. Lets you just gain some composure, and obviously sometimes you're bound to just get stacked at the 50 NL table as well. But it often just slows things down, gives you time to reset. I think it's a really good way of doing it, to be honest. Rather than just continually playing at it until you hit your stop loss. Just some days it's just not meant to happen. I was going to defend here from the big blind with 6-8, and it's a pretty good flop for us. Definitely going to call that. Okay, I don't have the 10 as much. Basically only happy about a 7 coming, or another 8 maybe. Yeah, just going to fold there. Okay, 8 jack suited from the big blind. Going to raise that up. From the small blind, sorry. See a call. Got the backdoor flush, middle pair. We're going to check it. Definitely calling a bet. I call. Turn comes a king. I'm not super worried about that. I think if he's got a king in his hand, he's a good chance that he's free betting me pre-flop. Not necessarily, but the only card here I'm slightly worried about him having in his range is a 10. So I'm just happy to check call this unless he bets pot. Ace 8, so he had a better 8 than me. I'd have thought, to be honest, I think I'd be free betting Ace 8 suited to a small blind raise folded round. But we know that now about him. We have that note, and this is the cool thing about Poker Tracker is that it keeps all these hand histories and things of these players and logs them for you. So you can see here it'll say called 2-bet from the blinds with Ace 8 suited. So now we know what he's calling. We can start to build a picture of what his calling range is. It's really cool. I love it. There's just no way that you can remember all that yourself. You can get a good sense for what the players are like. See the free bet with the Queen Jack. Just going to let that go. Ace Deuce from the hijack is definitely a fold to an under the gun raise at the 6-seated table. We've got Ace 5 from the small blind. I'm just going to fold that. And we're going to call this guy here just because he's short stacked. And if we can flop a massive hand against him, we might get his whole stack. Definitely looking to get involved with these sorts of hands. We've got an open-ended straight draw now. Obviously, we're not building the pot up. It's just not really that sort of pot. Now you can just fold it. But it's, yeah, I definitely want to get involved with short stacked people and building a little pot around top pair sort of hands, sets, trips, sorry. Anything that's marginally good and made, and just hope to stack them. Because basically, if they get top pair and you get two pair, you have two pair or trips, then they're just putting it in. They're often people that are sat there short stacked. They're often recreational players just looking to have a bit of fun. And when they do get top pair, they just get so excited. It's crazy. But me and you know that it's often not going to be good if you're getting your chips all in. So more power to us. I'm just going to put our heating on because I am freezing again. Ace 8-7. Oh, our heating is on. That's not good news. I'm freezing. Just going to defend here with the 8-7 and flop trips. It's exactly the scenario I was hoping for. Hopefully he's got a jack now and we just get money in. Damn. But that's exactly the sort of scenario that you want, really. Conceivably could add in another $50 table soon. That's a good flop, isn't it, on the bottom? I feel like betting into him here is fine sometimes. Just looks aggressive, and I'm gonna see bet a lot generally. Sizing on that free bet was a bit big. Got a bit overzealous there. I'm definitely going to c bet this flop. And I'm raising the king jack over on the right as well. Good card for us. Hopefully he had like jacks or queens or something. Yeah, I think the ace is fine. I don't mind checking this back as well to look weak and induce a bluff, but I think just with the diamonds, just fancy betting that, to be honest. 10 jack off. 10 jack off and the cutoff's fine, but because we've just had a pot with him, I was going to reduce my chance of getting free bet and not being able to call. Because I can take it or leave it, to be honest. Obviously, I'm not shying away from raising my normal range, but Jack 10 off is pretty much on the borderline. Borderline. So if we can stack someone now and get another $50, then that will put us in the sort of range where we can open up a 100 NL table and keep a couple of 50s open. So that's what we're hoping for. That would be ideal. And to be honest, this is really similar to how my last session went. We went back all the way down to like minus $320 or something like that, and worked it all the way back up in the end. Well, we got back up to like $30 profit, and then we lost like another few hundred, and then went back down stakes again, and then managed to pull it back by the end of the session after about 1,050 hands to a $50 profit or $40 profit or something like that. So it was quite a roller coaster, but the system worked. You know, we avoided hitting our stop loss. Bit of a weird flop to see bet. I feel like a turn bet is fine. You know, I'm likely to have more face cards in my range than he is here, and there's only two cards that he's happy with. This is like definitely a good card for me to bet. So I was going to keep betting and put the pressure on. But if he hits it, obviously there's not much I can do about that. But generally, that would be, you know, plus EV card for me to bet on, I would have thought. Can't do much about it. If he's got it, that's just going to happen. This session, eh? Ace 10 in the small blind, going to raise that up. We get middle pair. Check it to him. Very cool. Queen's a good card for us, really. Reduces the chance that he was holding a queen. Um, Improves the chances that our 10 are good. Just going to bet on that. And now we make a full house. I'm going to check call it because I'm unsure. He mucks. I just three betted. Ace queen squeeze as well. He had 9 jack. So yeah, he probably wouldn't have called any. Well, he wouldn't have called anything. Um, but you just never know. You don't want to be in that situation where you've got the lower side of the boat, and yeah, it's just you just don't really know where you're at the way that hand played out. So I'm quite happy with the check call there. If you check and he checks back, you know you've won the pot. If you check and he bets, well, it's good pot control for you to call. If you check and he puts in a massive bet, you've got a decision whether he's bluffing or thinks he's got the nuts. And at least you're not like more pot committed from having bet and being re-raised. But I think most of the time you'll induce either a small bluff or you'll get a check back. So it's fine. I like the way I played it. I'm happy with it. I'll get deuces on table two. Fold to that. I've talked about this on quite a few other streams, but just basically pocket pairs up to from twos through to fives, and maybe arguably even sixes. Really, just don't work out long term being profitable to play. Obviously, if you're getting good pot odds, then great, see a flop. But if you're not, then just fold them. Don't be seduced by the fact that they're a made hand. Let's free bet the ace queen, shall we? Queen six, that's a fold. King five on the big blind. See a raise. A very tight player. He's only stealing 26% of the time. VPIP of 14%. Pre-flop raise of 11%. He's a very tight player. Is our Derek from Ireland. Nothing wrong with tight players. To be honest, they're probably clearing up at these stakes at 50 NL, but they're very exploitable if they play that way when they move up into 100 NL, and definitely at 200 NL they'll get absolutely rinsed. They probably do a bit better at 500 NL actually. I found that you generally just get better returns playing pretty tight at 500 NL. I decided just to call this raise with the ace five off pre-flop from the small blind, and we flop the second pair. We're going to call that. Really good card for us on the turn. Obviously, gives us one more club to the nut flush draw, and should probably play it a little more aggressively now. Folds. Still looking for that big hand where we actually get to stack someone. We've been going just over an hour now in the session. Played 357 hands, and that's how it's gone. It was a real drubbing at the start of the session. Um, Not nice, but we're doing what we can to salvage it, get a bit back, and we're going to fight until we hit one of our targets. Stop loss or take profit. Pocket 6 is on table 2. Interesting. I think I'm just going to see a flop there and try and stack him. I'm sort of curious when people make these like random 5x opens, and obviously he's a shit player because he sat down with like hardly any chips. But I'm just going to get it all in here because it's just so rare that they've got a massive hand, which I'm right. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, yes. Ah, yes, I forgot I had the straight. Brilliant. Hilarious. Well, we didn't get a full stacking of someone because he had no chips, but that's funny. I thought that he just hit the straight on me, but I didn't realise that it'd come out the full straight for me to have the 6. Brilliant. That's funny. But yeah, I mean, it's just so strange how someone sits down at a table like that. It's clearly the last dregs of their bankroll, and they just decide that they're going to open for a stupid amount and then stack off with ace high. So crazy. Anyway, we called a raise from the dealer here, and we're going to check to him from the button. Not from the dealer, obviously, but the dealer button. Make third pair here. I'm just going to bet here and just see what happens. Don't really mind building the pot up. We do have an open-ended straight draw and a pair. And we whiff that. And if he's calling, it's probably because he's got club draw or he does have like a queen. Anyway, we'll check it and see what happens. We don't really want to pay too much to see what he has. He has a king, so nice hand. Nice hand. Oh, good old Derek's joined us on this table as well. We got Derek on the other table as well over here. Good old Derek. Right, where are we at now? 259, 261. So creeping our way back up, creeping our way back up. Ace Queen off, and we're in the cutoff, the effective cutoff with Nick sat out. Folds to the blinds. Are we going to see a call? We see a call from the big blind, and we miss. Check it back. Half the time I'd see bet there, half the time I'd let it go. Just going to fold that. I don't know if fours are worth playing five-handed under the gun. I think they probably are just, but it's marginal. Oh, for God's sake, I hate fours. Do we stack off with another 8 big blinds just to get a four? We'd be in position. I mean, I also feel like if he checks to us here, we've got to put a blocker bet in of like 8 big blinds or something. I don't really know what he's checking to me that, like, on this, well, I suppose it is a bit of a scary board for him. 7, 8, 10. That's a good card for him, obviously. I would have thought. Or if he's got a pocket pair, then it's a terrible card for him. But that board's just so coordinated. I probably should have checked that back, to be honest. Oh, that's a great card. I'm still not going to get too excited, seeing as there is a flush out there, and it's not a full house, and there's definitely a load of trips that you can have here. We've got to put something in for value here, though. Got him. And he had ace jack. So he had the ace. All right, well, now we know he three bets ace jack from the small blind, suited. We're almost at the stage now where we can put another 100 NL table on. Queen six. Under the gun, limped. That's why I'm in a pot with 7 deuce off. It folded round. And he's just not taking the hint that if he bets, he'll win. We could have him beat. I mean, it's a split pot now. Should we bet the pot? Please fold. Okay. I guess I deserve that. Let's show him for fun. The joys of 7 deuce off. It'd be really fun if you could all say in the settings on PokerStars, like, oh, I want to be open, like having the run it twice. I want to be open to playing 7 deuce. That'd be really good. I'd like that a lot. And you automatically get taken like $5 off your stack or something. That'd be so much fun. So if you fall below the minimum, your stack falls below the minimum, it will say like you can't play 7 deuce on this table. You can't remain seated at this table if you want to play 7 deuce. That'd be so good. Are there any sites that do this, that do like organize like bomb pots and 7 deuce games and things like that? Like there must be a way of doing it. I think it'd be really really fun. Drop the ace on table one. We'll see about 50% of the pot. Take it down. Wow. If it weren't such a hearty flop, I'd be really in love with that. I don't know. It's Derek as well, so he's probably only playing like Ace King, which has a speed. 3-bet the kings. Folds. Shame. 7-9 suited is my favourite hand, but I can't play it because I realise that it's a load of shit. Always a shame. Queen 6 fold. King 10 down on table 3. Fold. Ace 5 under the gun. Ace 5 off. Fold. Let me know where you're watching from in the chat. It'd be great to hear from anyone that's dropping by and having a look at the stream. Makes it a lot more enjoyable for me to know that there's someone I can actually talk to. 434 hands into the session so far. Probably more or less 600 and 700, 600, 700 hands more to go, really. Ace 4 suited in the cutoff, we're going to raise. And we're going to raise Ace 5 suited from the hijack here as well. So we'll fold round on table 1. We see a flat call from the cutoff. We go to the flop. Got the gut shot and the backdoor flush. Let's put in a C bet, just about 45% of the pot. Take it down. 7-9 off, under the gun is most certainly a fold. King 3 fold. Going to raise the ace deuce suited though from the small blind that's folded round to us. Get a call from Nick. We get bottom pair. Check, check. I mean, there's so much out there at the moment now that's within his range that just check. Yeah, he calls with Jack 4. So. For God's sake, can I just get kings and not see an ace on the flop for once in my sodding life? So frustrating. Today really is one of those days. Jack 10. It's fine from the button. 4-5-7 flop. Good for checker raises range. Not so good for mine, but we do have overpairs. And we do want to see bet still. So if we can get another $17 under our belts, then we'll open up a 100 NL table, see if we can run something up. At least that gives us 60 big blinds of 100 NL to play with before having to only play 50 NL. I'm just going to 3-bet here in this blind war. King Queen. We're four-handed now, so King Queen is certainly a very playable hand. Raise that up. Ten six and folding. I do defend pretty wide, to be honest, just blind on blind. 10-6 off's a bit trashy. I'm happy raising King 9 suited though. I get the impression that although this guy's a rec player, he is playing quite tight, waiting for good hands, as opposed to a rec player who's a bit reckless. He's got quite a low VPIP, so I'm just going to give him credit for something. But again, he's one of those people that we do want to get into hands with as often as possible, see a few more flops, but ideally we're seeing them not when we're weak. That. So since we dropped down to only playing the 50 NL tables, that's what it's been like. Slow and steady, slow and steady. But it's just calmed things down a bit, hasn't it? We've definitely not had like a load of big hands in this session. When we have had, it's just been total carnage. All the flops come disastrously for us. The ace-4 suited is just about playable five-handed, isn't it? Suited and booted. Just about from under the gun. That was a very fast fold around. Oh, we get kings on table 3 in the small blind. Come on, someone get out of hand and start going mental. No one wants any action. We're going to make a suspiciously large raise. Oh. Sometimes I do that just to try and get their attention. Or seem donkeyish. Ah, this is very boring. 500 hands in. I'm incredibly bored. Which is probably a sign that everyone's playing incredibly tight, and I should just pick up the aggression a bit more. Maybe. Yeah, maybe it's time to start polarizing my range a little bit, putting in some looser free bets and seeing a few more flops in position. As you can see, there's just a load of really huge hands coming in. Such as poker. Just raising and c betting a lot. I think when the tables are seeming that you've got open seem to be a little tighter than the normal. It's just you do just want to be c betting more. It seemed like a premeditated three bet, doesn't it? Could be wrong. This bet speed here just seems so fishy. Hmm. Yes, good. What did he have? He had 6-5. There you go. That was a bona fide online tell. Let's make a little note, shall we? Just going to three bet those tens as well. Oh, and aces. Nice. Okay, I've got a few things going on. Decent flop for tens. Decent action for aces. And we free bet and take down the pot with the tens. And we free bet the aces and get a fold. And we're going to three bet Derek here, see how he reacts to that. He's a very tight player. He's probably got like monster nuts. He doesn't raise all that much, but let's just see. And we can add in a 100 NL table now as well, which is cool. We've got ourselves back to that stage. So pat on the back. We've put him into the tank. He's definitely folded the best hand there. Poor old Derek. Right, let's open up. Fold that. We're going to sit out with Derek's table, and we're going to stay with the other two for now. In fact, I'll just fold actually, and we'll open up another table of 100 NL. Yay! Proud of us. As you can see, we've grinded it back up. Good. It's good stuff. So now, let's up the stakes. Two nine fold. I'm just gonna. There we go. I'm gonna stick to 3 tables for now. It seems to match my current mental state. Slightly fatigued after shopping. I think it's important to know that you're not always going to be able to play optimally at the same number of tables every session that you play at. There are times where sometimes I literally would just play like 2 tables. I have just played 1 table before, but that's generally when I'm just vegetating in front of the TV and watching a film, which is not a very professional thing to do, is it? But I do it. All right, well, I joined that table of 100 NL because I wanted to be on the table with Gandalf, but he's looks like he's about to stack off already before we've had a chance to stack him. Let's see what he's got. Let's join the action. I think you're pretty much pot committed here, Gandalf. And no snap call means no nuts. Hmm. Right, well, he's going to be frustrated. Get us in. Oh, I want to play. I want to play so bad. 3-5 suited. Probably shouldn't be in my range. Good call. He's obviously pissed off that we made that those 2 calls against him. Could try and flop a monster here. Do get a 3. That is probably good against him. Puts in these really fast bets, doesn't he? No snap call is good. Let's piss him off. We showed him to piss him off. Still got plenty of chips that we can enjoy taking if we can rile him up and annoy him. So you got to show the bluff. I mean, it's a partial bluff. It's just we know that we're good there with 3-5. It's crazy. We get pocket queens down here on table 3. No action, unfortunately. It's a shame. Queen 9. It's a bit loose. See, like the ideal situation now that we've had a few pots with him where obviously we've played quite aggressively against him and got the better of him is that we get a massive hand and we just keep playing exact same way until he explodes and then we turn over the nuts. And he's just like, no, oh my God, you ruined my soul. And I'm like, yeah, I did. What are you going to do? He's got a VPIP of 63. There's only through 20, 65% through 20 hands, but you get a sense of the sort of player he is, don't you? Very, very easily. Ace 8 suited and booted. It's probably going to 3 bets again. No, just good call. It's pretty strong. I'm going to bet, obviously, really strong into him. Oh, he's found the fold button at the absolute wrong time. I didn't know he knew where that was. Crazy. I have a complaint to make. Why do I keep missing the sodding big blind here? Oh, no, wait, I've already been folding. Okay, sorry. Complaint retracted. I thought for a minute there it just missed me out again. Delayed C bet there, check back with the trips. Didn't work, unfortunately. It's been a good solid fight back. King 7 suited under the gun is a fold. Turn 5 off under the gun is a fold. Our friend Magic's in another pot. He's 8. Stacking off. Yeah, all his chips are gone. That's annoying. Shame. We were working up to stack him nicely. And now we're not going to have the opportunity for enough. Oh well. These things happen. Hopefully he wins some more and then can redistribute it back to me. Oh, no, he's rebought. Fantastic. He's rebought with the rest of his... Notice that he still isn't up to 100 big blinds, but he has rebought. He's clearly not put in like 87 and a half big blinds. So that means that this is everything that's in his cashier, almost certainly. So this means something to him now, although he's probably on like a junkie tilt. So it is this is fun when you get to people at that stage on the game, and you just know that fireworks are going to happen with them. He's just in every single pot, isn't he? He's just in every pot. We're just three betting here, relatively light with the ace 8 off. Oh, and we get the ace king. Oh, I'd love to just limp and let Magic re-raise, but I've got to re-raise in case he doesn't. Here he comes. He wants a bit. Shame it wasn't a very good flop. We'll check it back for pot control. That's a great card for us. We'll bet that. Equals. And we'll put in a small bet. No. I think the small value bet is the one there because he's clearly not got anything. All I'm doing is trying to induce a bluff over the top. If he's like, see how nuts he really is. but he didn't go for it, which is interesting because I thought he had it in him. I suppose it's the remainder of his bankroll, isn't it? So less likely, less likely that he's going to bluff it all in. Stakes are higher. Well, we're doing really well. I'm proud of the way I've managed to grind it back. Um, because we were down 300 and we're back to 198 down, 195 down, which obviously isn't where we want to be. But we've had a bit of bad luck, so you just got to take the rough with the smooth. And actually, if you look at our luck bell curve, you can see that we're on all three types of nut hands, flushes, straights, sets. We're performing unluckily for this session. So if we can get down to about 130 now dollars loss, then I'll open up a 200 NL table, close a 50, and keep the 100 open. And that's basically how I do it. Hopefully, we run it all the way up to $300 and we can go and have dinner. Jesus Christ, Ket Aces, it literally folds around faster than I've ever seen anyone fold. Oh, aces on the big table. Kidding me. They couldn't have folded any faster. It's like everyone had auto fold on the moment their hands were dealt to them. Crazy. Super crazy. Anyway, we're going to raise it up from there, from the button. Obviously, he calls. We're going to bet. He'll call. Check back. Two overcards here, flushes out there. He bets part. I think we just fold. Ace Jack. Same raise. Same caller. 359 peppers his range pretty heavily, has to be said. Check, 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 check. And we'll win with ace high. Nah, he's got the 9. He's definitely changed his style of play now. He's become a lot more passive now because it's what's left of his bankroll. You'll probably find that he has a number like 200 big blinds where he's told himself he's going to walk away from this table. $75 VPIP for him now. He's going to be on major tilt. I'm just going to put him down as a bit of a loose cannon player. He's just firing on streets like with nothing. He's returned to his old ways. So obviously get the nut flush draw. We've got a really strong hand here uh, with the ace, and I'm definitely betting it. Only scared of jack and a three. It's unlikely that he has a three. He's called from the big blind. It's possible he's got a jack 10 sort of hand. But it's unlikely. Min raise. What does that mean? I think I'd just like to find out where I'm at by putting in a four bet. Or a three bet, I should say. You can easily get away from this, but I get a lot more information from doing this than I do just calling and then seeing another street out of position. Alright. Well, that's interesting. Well, he's either got quads, ace nine potentially. Oh, shit. What's he got? Ace nine, aces, kings, set of sixes. So there's only really aces, kings, uh, queen jack's unlikely. King queen he's probably got king queen maybe. You could easily have king queen. Uh, yeah. All right. Yeah, king queen. Maybe I'm giving him too much credit, but I'm pretty sure that's king queen. But then immediately he goes and min bets me again. Confounding. You've got to be able to make these laydowns though where you're not 100% sure. Obviously, we've got backdoor flush and gut shot here, so we're going to go with it. We've hit the wheel. Just going to up the amount of betting now. 50%. Hopefully we get all our money back on this hand. No, not to be. You can actually tilt people by making a good fold. Like Teddy KGB, for example. He hates it when you make a good fold. The fuck? You laid down a monster. That's my Russian impression. 3-7. Not exactly a monster hand. And we just saw our chum over here getting out of hand again. He's just lost a massive pot and he's now sat out. Has he been fully stacked? Yeah, he's lost all his money. Yeah, I think he was definitely on some sort of tilt. Maybe I was giving him way too much credit when I folded the jacks to him. Uh, but it's certainly plausible that he turns up there with King Queen. He called my three bet on the flop. Um, yeah, just feel like there's a lot of situations there where I'm calling it off light with jacks, and when in doubt with the jacks, just fold. I guess. I'm just going to turn it to this view so that you can see these two tables because we're involved in two hands. Cool. So good flop for sixes. Obviously, don't really know where we're at with him yet, but I think we're going to bet it pretty hard. 75% of the pot. Pot bet would also be good. That's not a great card. Shit. I feel like at that point we've probably got to let it go. Quite there's flushes out there as well. Shame. If he calls my bet and then barrels there, probably behind. Okay, well he's a tight player. I'm gonna see bet into him, and if he continues, give him some respect for having it or having something, which is more than me. Yeah, fine, no problem. Thanks for letting me know. But this is the thing with tighter players is that you sort of just you know where you stand with them, don't you? You can push them around a lot, and then they tell you when they've got something. So it's like, okay, thanks. No, and then you don't give them any action. And then they're like, why is everyone fold when I have a good hand? Call for clubs? That is not clubs. I raised pre-flop and checked. He calls. I bet. He calls. I bet. He calls. Wow. Nice hand for him. He flopped the set. Very nice. Bad for us. We got caught bluffing. Feel like we get a lot of folds there normally, to be fair. We normally get quite a lot of folds with a biggish bet on the. If we'd have really whacked it all in, there's no way he could call because he'd have only had the bottom side of it, and all we had to have was a what was it, a queen? No, a king. Sorry. Three bet doesn't three bet very often. Okay, starting's at spew a little bit again now. I think losing a few of the more profitable players at the table, sitting out or having been stacked. Ace-8 shorthanded is a raise for us on table 1. Three bet. Queen Jack in the hijack. Wow, this table's very fast at folding. Classic blind war between me and you'll fire again. Oh, that I didn't mean to make it 11. I meant to make it like 9. Shit, that's really annoying. Yeah, not a huge fan of being 4-bet with Ace-3 off, so I'll let him have that. If Derek's raising into the gun, I'm getting the hell out of here. So I can raise him with 5-4 suited later. Sorry, I probably wasn't showing you that table when I said that. Apologies. So how the stats are looking. Just hit refresh on that. Been a frustrating session, hasn't it? But it's been, I think we've done well, but just ran so bad at the beginning. That really screwed us. Really screwed us. Mm, 6-8. Trash. King 9. Yep. Queen's on table 1. Interesting flop. Gotta hope he's got like a two pair sort of hand. Three bet me. He three bet me, so it's ace king's very possible. Oh, if he's got like pocket tens, that's gross. It's a pretty sick board, to be honest. Probably go with like a 50% pot. Oh, okay, yeah, it's pretty weird board. Just gonna turn into this because we've got queens on table three, and we've got a flush on table two. I'll just go to table two now. He folds. Okay, so we're just three-handed now with the recreational players on the 100 NL table, which is really unusual. Um, let's hope that they stick around and we can play some interesting hands with them. I'm not very good short-handed, has to be said. I feel like I'm probably incredibly exploitable, far too loose when I shouldn't be, far too tight when I shouldn't be, and I have zero optimal betting strategy. I don't know why, because I feel like I'm a pretty tight, um, pretty sort of structured, not tight, but it's like a structured player normally. Because I see bet that he floats, check, check. No, okay, so king gets there, eight gets there, queen and jack have got me beat. Check it back. No, it's not in the end. Queen ten off, just four-handed, just about raising that. I think. Do hit a queen, three-handed. It's a marginal hand. King comes, makes it even worse. It's got to hope for a jack of hearts now. Uh, Probably ahead, but I'd rather just check call. Yeah. Just over 700 hands into the session now, down $216. Things haven't really gone our way, but we've been working hard to mitigate any tilt and grind our way back into a position where we can reopen some 200 NL tables and really like smash our take profit of $300. Probably going to be sticking around for like another few hundred hands, I would have thought. Grey tables are 50 NL, blue is 100 NL, and we're just playing three tables currently, 250 and one 100, as you can see here. Oh, and as you can see, we just got aces on the 100 NL table. I bet we don't get any action. Yeah. Every time we've had aces, had zero action. It's freaking brutal. And then you get king eight, and everyone will go bonkers. Yeah, there you go. I'm just going to see bet against the old fire, keep him under pressure. He's a solid player. I don't really want to be giving him free cards to play with against me. He does fold. We get tens this time. under small blind raises, and we're going to make it 10 to play. Maybe a little bit bigger would have been better, but 10 is that is fine. He folds anyway. Ace 5 under the gun on table 1, decided to let that go. Ace 5 off, 500. This is an interesting situation. This guy's down to just 7 big blinds. So we'll just call that. He's probably doing that with quite a wide range. Queen 9. Gets us on the river. We had aces on this table. It folded round to us. We got a walk. Literally, you can't make up this stuff. Can't believe that. The number of times today where we've had that happen to us. Can't believe it. Just got a walk with aces. Nightmare. Absolute nightmare. We've actually had some good hands dealt to us in the few hundred that we've been playing. Just can't get any action. Can't get anything going. Very frustrating. We're going to defend on the top. Don't mind three betting that, but fold. We got ace jack early on there. I'm going to raise that. We're going to fold the deuce jack, and we're going to call the raise with the ace queen on the 100 NL table. Ace queen on the button, sorry. On table 1, we're going to check the ace queen on this 5 6 10 off rainbow board. Pretty dry board as far as boards go, and I'm just going to call that. Okay, so we're down to two-handed now. The king comes. I wouldn't mind putting in like a sort of blocker bet here, just to avoid him betting big at me. 8. Alright, I mean, I think when he calls that now, we're probably behind, so just check it back and hope he checks down and we win somehow. I doubt we do. Yeah, just. Let's do a free bet here. This is like king 6 suited, probably like the low side of my range for three betting, but you've got a hand that you can turn into a decent hand with it. Like you can make a decent flush. I need to be checking that back a lot. Queen jack. Just flopped the nuts on the board above on table 1. And obviously we've got a call there, we've got the nuts. Wow, that was a scary ass. He had even better nuts because he had the flush draw and managed to evade getting gypped. That'd have been weird, getting beat having the nuts by a hand that also had the nuts. The exact same hand. That would have been a classic this session thing to have happened. That would have been so this session. Mm, I was too busy watching that table to see what that person had that called us down. Oh, king, no, he was just bluffing. I was initial raiser here. King is a good card for me to bet at, but I'm not going to bet big, just enough to see where I'm at with it and win the hand. And table 3, ace queen falls around to me. Pocket 8s on table 2, the 100 NL table. Just going to raise that up as per usual. Hope for an 8 on the flop. We've got pocket 6s on table 3. Make it slightly bigger than our normal raise, just to isolate the chap, RJC, who's joined half his stack at the table. It's a very decent flop for us. I think I'd like to bet pot, just over pot. Nice thing about that hand is that you're quite happy to get it in, even to, worst case scenario, an over pocket pair, because you've also got the gut shot straight draw for the 2 to 6, um, which just gives you a little bit more equity, doesn't it? And there's going to be a lot of ace 4 sort of hands there that hit and think they're good. Ace 4 suited here from the hijack's a little bit on the cusp. Maybe a bit too early to be playing ace 4, but it's suited and booted and got to play something in this hand dry session. So we do get an ace. I think we're just going to check and call here. It's a rainbow board, pretty dry, not too coordinated. We get the first draw drawing now, so we're going to try and build the pot up a little bit by betting a bit more. I'm just going to go to this all tables view because we have just flopped a set on that board on the 100 table and he folds. Probably should have checked that to him in hindsight. I don't mind the bet, the lead out there, but yeah, I was maybe a little bit too, got too a bit too excited there. I did. Let's refresh the stats and see where we're at. 207, 779 hands. To be honest, I still feel pretty focused. Feel like I'm playing good poker, so I'm not too concerned about stopping anytime soon. Ace Queen on table 3. I'm going to 3-bet that. See it cool. So you bet it out of position and we take it down. Happy with that. Got the pocket 10s on table 1. We decide to 3-bet to isolate this new player that's joined the table. Hopefully he comes along and we get a really good flop. We can stack him. That's how it works. That's how I like it to work anyway. That's an okay flop. The ace definitely hits our range. Looks like. Right, I guess thanks for letting us know you had the ace. um, all you had is beat. Could have definitely probably got more money out of me there. But it's the problem with people that, like me on the last table, it's the problem with people that just play their strong hand so aggressively on the flop. Like sometimes you get paid off, but only when they've got like a good hand as well, and there's room for that. Like you've got to look at the texture of the board and be like, what could they have here? Like, is there a chance that they've actually hit a massive hand? And if I bet strong, they're gonna just think I'm c betting, and are they gonna re-raise me? Are they gonna call? Or will me leading out basically make them signpost the fact that I've got a great hand? It's like something you just have to be a bit more aware of, especially at like 100 NL um, and 200 NL and 500 NL. Been playing now for 2 hours and 24 minutes. We've done just under 800 hands. Not much going on any of the tables at the moment. Pocket sevens on table three. No action. Ace deuce on the button. I'm going to three bet that. Ace queen. Going to make this slightly larger just to isolate the guy that's posted his blind. Let's make him bet. Pocket sixes down table three. I think we're just going to flat call this and see a flop. Okay, so not great. Ace two three. Check, check. Could be a delayed c bet that from a not particularly threatening flop if you do have an ace or a king. Interesting to see what they have. Jacks, fours, sixes. Interesting hand that. I mean, not not eventful, but like could have been if you were watching the whole cards on a live stream and you saw that we all had pocket pairs, it would be interesting. Queen eight suited. I think we're going to raise that up on the button. Get three bet. I'm just going to throw that away now. Eight deuce. I think I'm just going to sit out on the next big blind and nip to the toilet. And only so long I can cross my legs for and concentrate. And I'm drinking this ginormous 2-pint vat of water, so that doesn't like really help. But water's good for you, so keeps you focused. All right, raise the ace king on the button. No takers. Ace five. It's a fold. Seeing as we're not the first in raiser. Next, jack three, easy fold. Yeah, so we had a really bad run early on. All of our big hands went totally wrong, and yeah, it wasn't particularly enthralled by, or it wasn't particularly like filled with confidence about how it started. But we moved down stakes. We stuck to our game plan, and we were like working it back. We pulled back $100, and we're going to start playing more 100 NL tables than 50 NL tables when I've come back from the toilet, and hopefully, yeah, hopefully like build it up, get it back into the positive, and then hit our profit target. Right, I'll be back in a second, guys. Hey guys, back. Apparently I got removed from that table for missing 2 rounds. Seems pretty fast. I guess this table over here was taking ages to to finish their hand before I could sit out. So yeah, I guess that's what happened there. Anyway, we're back on it. Although two of the players have left that were poor. That's a shame. Anyway, as I was saying, I think we're going to add in another 100 NL table into the mix. We can. Yeah, we're going to defend with the king seven. Checks to us, and we're going to c-bet that from position. Get the fold. 5-3 off. We're not going to defend with, although I don't mind defending with it, to be honest. Just think probably better spots. So we've got two 100 NL tables now and two 50 NL tables. So let's see how we get on. Bit more action, hopefully. I'm going to raise that. I'll raise the king queen as well. It's a shame that didn't come a diamond. Should have bet at that, really. Oh well. Going to call with the sixes down on that. Oh, we flop a set. I think he c-bets 75% of the time. So if he c-bets now, we can check raise him because of the spades. Does. That's a perfect card. Let's make it look like we're looking for the flush. Betting really low. Get him to raise. If he does have a king, this is the perfect spot. That's a decent card because now I can bluff at it and hopefully he calls with the king. Damn! That's a shame. Folding the ace-6 under the gun on table 2. We've got king queen here. I think it's worth calling here just to see if we can stack him, seeing as he's got a half stack. Pretty useless flop, although it hits our range pretty well. Seeing as we're calling from the big blind. Let's float it. Nice. Okay, we've got pocket nines on table 2. See a raise from under the gun. So do you 3-bet? Oh, I see a 3-bet already. We definitely don't 4-bet. I think I'm just going to fold, to be honest. Doing an okay flop for us, but he's a very solid player, GHC. Maybe I'm just a massive nit. It's possible, isn't it? Oh, hello there. Nice of you to drop in, aces. Snap calls. That's an awful flop. The only good thing about it is that we've got the ace of diamonds. Fuck's sake. Obviously, ace king has us smashed. Oh, he doesn't know it. Diamond, 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 diamond. Oh, I hate this fucking session. It's just relentless bullshit. Can't win with aces. What is my record with aces in this session? Let's have a look. Down $34. And I've had him 7 times. 7 times, and I'm down $34. Look at that. That's how my aces have gone for me this session. What a joke. I'm going to sit out of that table now because that's it's just breaking up now, that table. And the most profitable person is sat out. So, and by most profitable, I mean for me. So, yeah, I'll get rid of that. Yeah, I'm just very frustrated. And also, if we look at kings, I've had those 6 times. We're minus 30 with kings. What about queens? Let's have a look at queens. Minus 120 with queens. Had those 7 times. Just unbelievable. Really bad. Running really bad. And I think that basically does tell the story of the session, really. can't win with our big hands, and it's not like we've played them trappily or done any weird shit with them. Just either not had any action or just got totally like boxed out on. I think we're gonna three bet on table one. If he checks for us, obviously we're going to bet this. Not too fussed about betting the 8-5-2. Well, according to this, all he ever has is queen queen, so he's probably got quads. So what does he normally do? Do I have to bet to win this? Called two bet from the blinds, king ten. He called. The only other time I've seen him call a free bet, he had seven, so he could have something like that again. I'm just gonna have to check and see. Nines. God, data is important. To be honest, I think he's still calling me because it's unlikely that I have a queen with two out there. Although I did bet it and he called, so I mean maybe a double barrel with a queen would have been good, but it's just he's less likely to believe me. I think I probably did the right thing in checking back, if I'm being honest. Just gonna call with sevens down there. This game's breaking up as well, so I'm going to sit out this on the next big blind as well. Yeah. All right, so we're down to just the two 100 NL tables now. I believe that we actually did make the leaderboard and maybe get some extra rake for 50 NL today, so that's good. Might only be a bit though. Yeah, this tells the story of the session really. God, not much action. Come on. That's worth the wait. I think we probably are calling it a day after 1,000 hands. Starting to get a little bit frustrated after just so much run bad, and I'm getting snarky, so I can recognize in myself when I'm not, not in the best frame of mind. I feel like I have been playing really good poker actually, just, and I think on a normal day where I'm not running like a total dog, that I'd actually be doing all right. But let's see how we're getting on the leaderboard for 100 NL. I've got 5 more hands remaining on it. That's an okay score. I don't think it will be anywhere near the pay for it though. No. Pocket fours on table two. I actually shouldn't be playing this under the gun, um, full six max, because it's not a profitable hand. But this is exactly what I mean. Is you start to see these things in your game where you're just not playing your your A game, and you're not. And at that point, really, you just need to wind it down. You just got to wind it down. Oh, we're actually in the money on this as well. Look, $25 if we finish the day at this level. That's not to be sniffed at. And I think maybe we got $7 from the other one, so that's like an extra $32 of rake back, or rewards, or whatever you want to call it. I treat it like rake back. Ace 10 in the hijack suited is again on the cusp, to be honest with you, but I think I'm happy with it. I'm probably going to still call a three bet here and see a flop. Not horrendous flop. I think it's still a check call situation. I mean, if that had come a five, that would have been a dream. I think I should have bluffed at that really and bet pot. Yeah, it is king. That was a mistake. And this is the problem. So yeah, I should probably just call it a day. I think I nearly always bet pot there when I see he checks back. He's just given up. You know, if I put in a small bluff, he'd call. But there's just so many things there that I could have that he doesn't have. And one of his three bet hands is definitely ace king. Like if I'd looked at his notes, I'd see that like three bet range king king nine nine ace three to ace four suited. No, actually I don't know. Ace king off four bet range. Sounds it still bonds ace. Generally pretty solid, but he's quite polar. He does have a polarized range. He's just a really good player. That was rubbish though. That was rubbish. Okay, I was gonna turn it to this view now because we've got ace 10 on one board and jacks on another with a limper under the gun. And again, we get three bet um, by Elias Flatus. I think we give it away this time. So three-handed. I'm just going to check that. And I'm just going to fold them. Unfortunately. Hmm. Yeah, so that's the tale of the session. So hard. Started off just getting really bad beat. Um, couldn't win a hand, and they were big hands. Obviously, we were playing at 200 NL at that point. Then we moved down stakes to 100 NL, still getting stacked. And then we tried to stop the rot by playing 50 NL, which did help. And we really played some good, solid poker, grinding it all the way back up. Made back $100 of that, plus actually 125 odd dollars. And well, no, actually, just about $110. Sorry. And that was a really good, solid passage of the session. If I'm being honest, I was proud of myself. But yeah, then opened up the 100 ml again and ran like crap, and it's just very much reflected in what we just looked at, and we'll just look at that again because it's quite unbelievable. We've been playing for 2 hours and 43 minutes. We've had aces 7 times, lost 34, kings 6 times and lost 30. We've had queens 7 times and lost 120. Jacks 5 times and lost 19. I mean, it is crazy. And I've got any ace king all in prees? No. Basically, with our premium hands, like aces, kings, queens, and ace king off plus, we're down $170, $165, and we had them 25 times in the session, which is a lot. Like, that's a good distribution of really premium hands to get in under 3 hours. In 3 hours it's been now. Anyway, I'll go over to table 2 because I'm about to wrap up the session, but we're in this hand here. Ugh. I think he might have aces. Let's just go for it. One last huzzah. No, it's folded. I mean, I'm certainly on tilt. I'm just ramming it in, hoping, thinking that I'm behind. That is not how to play positive poker. It's been a tough session, as you've seen, and I think on that I'm going to sit out and call it a day. Overall for the session, we're down $260. I'm going to put that into my spreadsheet. Let me get that up. Let's put this in here. Right, so we're down minus $260.82. It's not the worst session ever. We didn't hit our stop loss because of the way we managed our risk, and I'm really pleased with that. And we're still up solidly for the month, and we'll have made a bit of rake back. And rake back's really going to help us this month because we've not run well at all. But yeah, that's the end of the session. Sorry, I wasn't a winning session. Sorry, I wasn't on great form. But you know, that's real life poker for you, isn't it? Anyway, if you did manage to watch this as a VOD, then thank you for sticking with it. Hopefully you learned something. Please let me know if you've got any feedback for me about the videos. And yeah, if you want to see more of them, then hit like and subscribe to the channel. Follow along on Twitch. And hopefully speak to you in the chat of my next stream. So thanks very much for watching, guys. Bye.